Hello once again, I'm Gracie Izum. Right now, I'm outside Bundrock Chapel at Patkai Christian College, where the Inter-Departmental Talk, organized by Department of English and Department of Mass Communication, will be held. The program will be conducted by the students themselves. Starting from the speaker to the host, everything will be taken care by the students themselves. The main objective of departmental talk is to bring all the students together from all the departments and learn from each other through discipline. Now, without further ado, let's take a quick look on the program.
Good morning, everyone. My name is us.
Thank you, sir, for the opening prayer. We will now proceed to the much anticipated highlight of the program. Foremost, we have Ms. Julika K. Shakri and Ms. Lydia Izum, MA third semester from the Department of English. They will be speaking on the topic Text to Screen, adaptation of Jane Austen's Pride and Prejudice. Our second speaker is Mr. Rahul Dewey, BA 5th semester from the Department of Mass Communication. He will be addressing us on the topic Fake News, Sorting Fact from Fiction. We will now come and take it on.
Respected teachers and to all the students out here, I am Lydia Izum and I will be presenting on the topic Text to Screen, adaptation of Jane Austen's Pride and Prejudice, and my friend Julika showed me the slides. So before we get into the main topic, I would like to give an introduction on what is literary adaptation. So literary adaptation is the adapting of a literary source, example the novels, short poems, and the short stories, into a different literary genre or medium such as the films and the stage plays. The first recorded film based on literature was the 1899 movie Cinderella, directed by French director George Manis. It is common practice for popular books to be made in films as to use ones to make the most often already successful concept within existing fan base and bring to the wider audience. So the purpose of literary adaptation is to get broader audience, and this means that more people they are exposed to the stories, and as a result they can come to appreciate the original text. Looking into the history of adaptation of Pride and Prejudice, it was originally published in the year 1813, and the first adaptation in script was made in the year 1938. It's 1938. After which there were many adaptations, but the 1995 version is considered to be the best among all the adaptations, but also the 2005 version is considered to be the most heartwarming and delightful adaptation. Much of the buzz around this version owes to the popularity of its lead actor, Keira Knightley, who plays Elizabeth as a girl, glowing in the first line of her section. The novel follows the turbulent relationship between Elizabeth Bennet, the daughter of a country gentleman, and Fitzwilliam Darcy, a rich aristocratic landowner. They must overcome the dark figure scenes of Pride and Prejudice in order to fall in love and marry. The other notable motive in the novel is courtship, because this allows serves to encourage personal growth for the characters, whereby they learn a lot about each other and about themselves. Some of the major Pride and Prejudice themes are overcoming obstacles for true love, a woman's reputation, social class distinction, class status, the strain of human networks, inequality, and behavior. We shall now discuss one of the differences between the adaptation of a movie and novel. So, the first difference is, as you can see, the screen is changed with editing settings and costumes. So, one of the biggest differences that the way native Pride and Prejudice was changed to the time period from 1830 to 1970s. Wright made the decision partially to highlight the differences in England as a result of the French Revolution and examine the ways that the revolution created an atmosphere of fear within the English aristocracy. However, Wright also changed the time period because he had the book of the empires to read that was popular in the Regency era and identified the trait of all other Muslims adaptation, such as the BBG adaptation of Imam. So as a result, the races have forced natural ways as opposed to the exaggerated high rates of modern lifestyle. As you can see in the picture, in the bedsheet, the grades as opposed to the high grades of the lifestyle. And the next is the dress that is worn by the 17th women. For example, in Brighton Portuguese, Elizabeth Linear monologue is labeled by her perception about Mr. Darcy, and one tendency to extend the conversation into a shorter topic, it will lead to the loss of original language. The last is adapting Jane Austen's novel, Pride and Prejudice, to films offer several benefits. So the first benefit here is visual representation. A film adaptation provides visual representation of the characters and settings described in the novel. The second is broader audience reach. Films have a wider reach than books. So the visual representation here refers to the way in which the characters, aesthetics, and the events are depicted through a detailed description. We all know that Jane Austen, she gives a very meticulous detail in the novel. For example, when she described about the characters and the appearances and even given the reasons, she gives a very meticulous details. And also, when she mentions Mr. Darcy, she describes him as a fine, tall, and handsome person. The 2005 adaptation of Pride and Prejudice was distributed internationally, making it accessible to audiences around the world. The film was screened in various countries. Coming to the conclusion, Jane Austen's timeless novel, Pride and Prejudice, has been masterfully adapted into various movie versions, and it captures the essence of the original work while also adding the visual and the cinematic elements. And it is through careful analysis and comparison of the novel to the text, we, the readers, can appreciate how they have both maintained and preserved the essence of the original work. That's all. Thank you.
Well, good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for being here today. In a world where information is at our fingertips and news spreads like wildfire, we are faced with a significant challenge: the risk of fake news. Now, picture this. Picture this. A new story pops up on your social media feed, claiming something unbelievable or outrageous. You're tempted to believe it, or perhaps even share it. But have you ever stopped to question its authenticity? Now, this is the world we live in today, where information is being shared without even being confirmed if it is real or not. Today, we'll delve into a phenomenon that has captured the attention of researchers, journalists, and everyday citizens alike: the world of fake news. In the next few minutes, we will explore the origins, impact, teaching, and most importantly, how we can equip ourselves to navigate through misinformation. So fasten your seatbelts as we embark on a journey to unravel the intricacies of fake news and its profound effect on our society. My name is Rahul Devi, and I am from the Department of Mass Communication, and these are the sub-themes that I will be highlighting upon my presentation today. So, we will be talking on understanding fake news, types of fake news, users' behavioral pattern of fake news, the origins of fake news, laws against fake news, tackling fake news, and last but not least, how to be responsible in fighting fake news. So, what is fake news? Fake news actually refers to false or misleading information presented as news or factual reporting. So in simple terms, fake news means information that is false or misleading but is formulated in a way that it seems real. It is crafted in a way to resemble legitimate news. The term fake news became so famous that in the Collins Dictionary, it was defined as false, often often sensationalized information disseminated under the guise of news. Fake news is often deliberately shared to resemble legitimate news articles, but they often lack proper sourcing and are not accurate or lack journalistic integrity. What I mean by this is fake news often lacks a critical source, and they are not accurate or they lack journalistic integrity, that is, they lack objectivity and lack biasness. So, with internet being a thing and phones being more common, fake news has transitioned its way into the digital era. So, fake news nowadays is spread through various mediums, which include media, websites, traditional media outlets, with the intent to deceive readers or viewers to manipulate the public opinion. Fake news has been called a series of names during its course of time, namely junk news, pseudo news, alternative facts, false news, and of course, hoax news. The National Endowment for Democracy defines fake news as misleading content that is found on the internet, especially on social media platforms. Much of this content is produced by for-profit websites and are based on Facebook or gaming pages and platforms for advertising revenue. So what happens is, most of these fake news are created by for-profit websites that formulate these fake news and post it on social media sites. So what these fake news are doing is, they create engagement, which in turn gives them monetary value through Google AdSense revenue. So these fake news are profit-driven and they are earning money through it. According to scholars, Bongrio, Gray, Venturi, and Mori, a lie becomes fake news when it is picked up by dozens of blogs, transmitted by hundreds of websites, cross-posted over thousands of social media accounts, and read by hundreds of thousands. So what these scholars are saying is that fake news becomes, a lie becomes fake news when that fake news is taken and transmitted to various other platforms and is seen by multiple people. Fake news is a contemporary issue, meaning it is a current event, a problem that the society today is facing. Fake news can be very dangerous and can be recognized if it is in wrong hands. According to statistics, 40% of news shared on social media are fake. More than 60% of the population encounter fake news on a daily basis. That's like 4.3 billion people. That's a lot if you guys consider how much people are being duped. And these fake news, what they're doing is it gets more engagement than the real news. And they get more likes, comments, which in turn is pushing these kind of news into the algorithm, and you see them on the feed in your day-to-day life. In 2016, fake news was getting around 200 million engagement on Facebook alone. That's a lot. If you combine Mr. Beast or PewDiePie's video, that is 10 times more engagement. Now, we will transition into different types of fake news. When we hear the term fake news, it is a very narrow term. However, that is not the case. Fake news is a very broad term and encompasses different types of fake news. I have listed down some of the common types of fake news. These echo chambers can create an environment where fake news is readily accepted. Let me give you an example. You all like superheroes, so imagine this. You have a group of friends where all of you gather and discuss or talk about how amazing this superhero is, what the superhero is, and you share stories and pictures that show the superhero in a positive light. You never really hear anyone saying anything negative about the superhero because everyone in the group feels the same way. They bounce back the same ideas that you already have in the same way, online or in real life. If you only talk to people who agree with you and only read things that support what you already think, it's like an echo chamber. It gives no space for new information to be in that safe space. Now, next, let's listen to contrary evidence. Once someone is accepted fake news, they might resist to information that contradicts or goes against their beliefs, even if the new information is based on critical source and evidence. One common example I will give you is the theory of flat earthers. There are certain populations on this earth that think that the earth is flat, even though there are critical sources that say that the earth is not flat, it's spherical. And this is how people tend to believe what they think they believe. Now, we will go into the origins of fake news. The concept of fake news is not old. It's the fake news. Fake news is commonly used during the modern era and the old era. However, fake news became more prominent during the 2016 presidential election. What actually was happening was during the 2016 presidential election, there was a small town in Macedonia called Veles, where fake information, fabricated information, and pro-Trump news were being fed online. And what people were doing was created a positive view on Donald Trump, and it was opposing the opposition political party. And the mainstream media took a hold of this and analyzed and found out that all these news was fabricated, and that is how fake news became a popular term in today's world. The Inter-Departmental Talk 1860 is the replacement of harder and ISM bill. These are some of the measures that the government is taking to tackle fake news. Now, let us talk about how we can tackle fake news on an individual level. Verifying fake news and distinguishing between real or fake information requires a combination of critical thinking skills, digital literacy, and careful research. And I've listed out some of the things that you can do to tackle fake news on a daily basis.
Good morning, respected lecturers and my colleagues. I wish to convey my deep appreciation to the English department for entrusting me with the presentation on creative writing. And I am truly honored by your presence here today as we delve into the world of creative writing. During the time we have, I will walk you through the different aspects of creative writing. And through this presentation, I hope to shed light on the captivating art of expressing ourselves through words and stories. So without further ado, shall we start? Beyond its artistic nature, creative writing holds immense value in our lives. It's not just about crafting ideas. It is about fostering self-expression, imagination, and sparking creativity, and fostering connections. Here are some of the key points highlighting its importance. First of all, we have self-expression. Creative writing provides a platform for individuals to express their thoughts, feelings, and emotions, and ideas in unique ways. It allows people to share their perspectives, experiences, and emotions around the world. Second point is imagination and creativity. It is through creative writing individuals can tap into their imagination, creating worlds, scenarios, and characters that might not exist in real life. It allows individuals to explore the depths of their imagination. This creativity transcends writing and enriches problem solving and idea generation. The third point is emotional output. Writing creatively can be cathartic, helping individuals process emotions and experiences. Through creative writing, individuals can release pent-up emotions, process challenging experiences, and find meaning through the act of putting feelings into their own words. The fourth point is inspiration and insight. Creative writing often inspires readers with new ideas, perspectives, and ways of looking at the world. It also encourages introspection and contemplation. The fifth point is career opportunities. Second, we have poetry. Poetry is a form of creative writing that emphasizes on rhythm, sound, and imagery. It often uses techniques like rhyme scheme, meter, and metaphors to evoke emotions and create lyrics. Third, we have novels. Novels are provide ample space for in-depth exploration, character development, and multi-layered plots. Fourth, we have plays. Plays are written for performance on stage and involve dialogue, stage direction, and settings. Their writing focuses on crafting, engaging dialogues, and character interactions that drive the story forward. Fifth, we have creative non-fiction. Creative non-fiction combines elements of real-life events and storytelling techniques. It includes personal essays, memoirs, and narrative journalism. It employs literary techniques to present factual information in an engaging and narrative-driven manner. While I have outlined a few types of creative writing, it's important to note that the realm of creative writing is far from limited to just these examples. In fact, there is a rich tapestry of creative writing forms that go beyond what we have discussed, such as screenwriting, journalistic writing, speech writing, travel writing, blogging, and so on.
My name is Kapil from the Department of Mass Communication. I quickly want to take this time to thank God, also our head of department and lecture extraordinaire, and my professors Sarojan and Sir Sophie for putting the trust on me and for guiding me throughout. As you can see on the screen, my topic is social media and identity construction, the possible self versus here and now self. Now, these are some of the areas that I will be discussing today. Revisiting social media, impact of social media in construction of identity, and microscopic view of some prominent cases. Now, all of you present here will have some understanding or some idea of social media. Let me quickly take you to what exactly social media means. The rise of the virtual world provides voiceless people unprecedented opportunities to exert themselves and experience a sense of belonging. Now, how does social media offer a sense of belonging? Well, users can interact, communicate, and exchange with others through social media platforms by expressing themselves, seeking care and support, recognition and sympathy in virtual social interaction, thus stimulating a sense of belonging. Now, socially anxious person or socially awkward person may make greater use of online communications to reduce the sense of loneliness, to meet new people and share confidences and experiences and their interests, thereby increasing the sense of belonging. Now, people who feel that their sense of belonging has been undermined tend to develop more negative affections, stronger feelings of envy, and increased use of social media. Now, for example, if you're a socially awkward person, or if you take time to make new friends or to make friends, social media may be a place for you where you express yourself or where you think you can be yourself. In some cases, you may have more friends online than in real life. Now, I will be discussing 3 areas under this topic. Number 1 is imaginary version of yourself. So as I was mentioning, in your social media profile, for example, Facebook and Instagram, the best example that I can give, you post pictures or contents that you wish people to see. Now, sometimes it is more of what you think that people might want to see, and not what you actually are. That imaginary version of yourself that you have created in mind. For example, in some cases, you post about Taylor Swift or BTS, for example, on your social media accounts, and you call yourself Swiftie or BTS Army. And that particular post or that particular story happened to get many likes or many comments. So as human beings, the next time we are bound to post more of that, more of Swifties and more you imagine yourself as Taylor Swift, the Swiftie, or the biggest BTS fan. For some, they do it for fun or just to follow the trend. For example, a few years back, when you talk about football, the famous footballer Neymar Jr. He used most of the boys started to use, for example, John Jr., Jack Jr. just because they're a fan of the Brazilian footballer Neymar. So these are just some examples. Now, number 3, catfishing. Now this is very tricky. It goes tricky because fake identity and catfishing is somewhat similar. But when a person takes information, now catfishing is when a person takes information and images, typically from other people, and uses them to create an identity for themselves. It's called catfishing. So fake identity and catfishing seem to be similar, but there is a difference between these two. Now, to catfish someone means to actively create or to intentionally create a fake identity and engage with victims for monetary gain or for emotional gain. For example, creating a fake brand that states that I will sponsor you, or send me your email, or send me your bank account. You will win this lottery. Now, that can be an example of catfishing. In catfishing, the question of identity comes because the catfish steals another individual's entire identity, including their photos and their geographical location. Now, they use their fake digital life to trick other people into engaging with them online. Now, in that process, we are becoming a cyborg. Cyborg means half human, half robot. Now, the medium is helping us connect with other people. So your physical body is present, but you're using the computer to connect with someone. Now you have become half human and half robot. A person who posts highly opinionated texts and images online in an aggressive or abusive manner, often without revealing their own identity, can be called a keyboard warrior. Now, a person who deliberately antagonize others, meaning somebody who intentionally annoys someone, or trolling someone online, or it may be internet tough guy, someone who does not behave similarly in real life, potentially due to cowardice, introversion, or shyness. Now, for example, you may not or never comment harshly or type a negative comment on someone's picture, but if you have a fake account, it is likely that you have the confidence to post even negative comments on someone's post. Now, people, mostly shy people who would never start an argument offline, are the ones online who creates or even starts online war.
Now, the time is open for the question and answer round. I request the audience to mention the name of the speaker whom the question is being directed to.
Novel version of Pride and Prejudice or the film version of Pride and Prejudice? Just your personal opinion.
Thank you for the question. For me, I like the novel version of Pride and Prejudice because I mentioned, it gives a very detailed descriptions of the events, of the characters, and the circumstances in the novel.
Question is, she mentioned in her presentation that plays are part of creative writing. So, if she can say whether dramas are also part of creative writing, and what is the difference between plays and drama?
According to me, there's not much difference between plays and dramas because both plays and dramas have both playwriting and dramas focuses on crafting, engaging dialogues, and character interactions.
according to you, is the most important thing to remember while using social media? Just your opinion. I think that would be to be careful what you post and how much you post online, because the more you post, the more people have access to your life. So be careful, and also to balance the use of social media. Thank you. And now for the vote of thanks, I will ask Ms. Kiprahema Kasaki, PhD semester, Department of Mass Communication, to please come and take your thanks. Ladies and gentlemen, I stand here today as a proud and grateful student to express my heartfelt thanks to all those who have made this event possible. I would like to start by thanking our principal and the college management who have always been supportive and takes initiatives to encourage us. I would like to extend my gratitude to our lecturers from English and Mass Communication Department who have always been our guiding lights, imparting wisdom and knowledge to us. Their unwavering support has been instrumental to our growth and development. I extend my thank you to the lecturers from the other departments and our friends from media who are present here. Your presence have motivated us and we appreciate your attendance. I would like to express my appreciation to our 5 speakers who have educated and informed us on text-to-screen, fake news, creative writing, and social media and identity construction. I am positive it will help us in one way or other. Learning is always a good opportunity to feed our mind as it helps us grow. Through such informative interdepartmental talks, we get a chance to boost our knowledge with a unique opportunity to dive into a field of subject that might be unfamiliar to us. So I would like to take my time in thanking our dear audience who have not only took their time out to be a part of it, but also cheered and participated. Last but not least, I would like to express my sincere thank you to everyone who have worked behind the scene to make this event a success. Once again, thank you all.
So right now I'm with Miss Lydia Isam. Can you please tell our audience about your presentation in brief?
Thank you for the question. Actually, I did a presentation on the topic text-to-screen adaptation of Chinese novel and the SPA. So here in the novel, in the presentation, we discussed about its comparisons, its drawbacks, and its benefits. Initially, I was apprehensive about this presentation, but after presenting, I'm glad that I got the opportunity because I got to learn more about literary adaptation.
Okay, thank you so much. We really loved your presentation, and the topic, the novel, Pride and Prejudice, it's a really good novel, and hearing about your review on the book is really admiring. Can you please tell our audience about the presentation that you did in brief?
Okay, my presentation was on the topic social media, construction and identity, the possible self versus here and now self, which basically means the possible self is the imaginary version that you create in your mind, the imaginary version of yourself, and the here and now is the person you actually are. So like as the top combination.
Can you please tell our audience about the presentation that you did in brief?
For today's presentation, I presented my creative writing. Through this presentation, I want to let others know how creative words and what languages can be used to express our emotions as well.
So the Inter-Departmental Talk just concluded. What do you have to say about it?
It is a good initiative organized by the Department of Mass Communication and the English Department. And as I've said, I believe everyone have a good time and looking forward even in the future for such events.
So the Inter-Departmental Talk just concluded. What do you have to say about it?
It was really a productive call. We learned a lot of them, and the questions were really good. They were very good. They delivered our doubts about many things, and their scope and giving them very productive.
Thank you for being with us. Stay tuned for more updates and do like, share, and subscribe to our channel, Patkai Plus.